Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. With 2025 just starting, I thought it would be the perfect time to talk about things I won't be buying this year. These are items I've realized are either wasteful, too expensive for what they offer, or just don't add real value to my life. Hopefully this list will inspire you to make more intentional choices too. Let's dive in. Let's start with cheap home appliances. At first glance, low-cost options might seem like a smart choice. They're affordable and get the job done, at least initially. But here's the thing, they often don't last. This leads to more waste, higher replacement costs, and sometimes even less energy efficiency. For example, last year, I bought a cheap toaster. At first, it seemed fine. The first toast usually comes out okay, but as I keep using it, each slice gets more burned unless I adjust the settings. The device heats up more with every use, and it's become this constant battle to not ruin my breakfast. It's frustrating and honestly a little impractical. Looking back, I wish I had invested in an energy-efficient, durable model. Sure, it would have cost more up front, but it would have saved me from needing to replace it so soon, and it probably would have toasted more evenly too. So, in 2025, focus on quality over quick fixes. So I'm not a doctor, but here's the thing. A lot of these trendy supplements you see online are more about clever marketing than real health benefits. Sure, the packaging looks great and the promises sound impressive, but many of these products lack solid scientific backing. At the end of the day, they might just be an expensive addition to your shelf. Instead of jumping on the latest health trend, maybe stick to the basics, like a multivitamin if they're actually needed. But most important, please consult a healthcare provider before starting something new. That way, you know what's good for you and not just what's trending. Let's talk about gym memberships, especially in January. I know it's super tempting to sign up for a gym right now. New year, new goals, right? And health is really important. But I'm not a huge fan of gym memberships, at least not blindly jumping into one. Sure, there are gyms with fair pricing, but many have, let's just say, creative pricing structures. For example, in my area, a lot of gyms charge a basic membership fee, extra fees for things like sauna access, fitness classes, or even drinks. And those drinks? They're often sugary, flavored waters that probably aren't the best for a serious workout anyway. Even if they offer regular water, think about it. Is it really worth paying $10 a month for tap water when you could just bring your own? Then there are the contracts. Some gyms advertise something like only $15 a week, which sounds like a great deal, until you multiply it by 4, add a sign-up fee, maybe a biannual service fee, and suddenly it's way more than you expected. And before committing, take a moment to ask yourself, why haven't you used a gym membership in the past? Was it lack of time, motivation, or something else? If those factors haven't changed, just getting a membership probably won't solve the problem. Instead, consider alternatives like home workouts, running, or pay-per-use classes. These options let you ease into fitness without the pressure of a long-term contract. Find something that fits your lifestyle and schedule, because the best fitness plan is one you'll actually stick with. Buying in bulk can definitely save you money if you're strategic about it. Essentials like rice, pasta, or household items you consistently use are great choices. But when it comes to specialty ingredients or snacks you rarely eat, overstocking often leads to waste. These items can sit around for months, take up valuable space, and sometimes even expire before you get to them. The same caution applies to those buy two, get one free deals. They can be tempting, but they only really make sense if it's something you use every day or go through quickly. Otherwise, you might forget about the extras, buy them again, and suddenly have a small stockpile of something you didn't need in the first place. Here's another thing to consider. Sales and discounts tend to cycle. So even if you miss a deal now, chances are that same item will go on sale again in a few weeks at another store. Instead of overbuying, try keeping a small list of staples you regularly purchase and watch for discounts as they come up. By being intentional about bulk purchases, you can save money without wasting resources or cluttering your space. It's all about finding that balance. So this one might not resonate with everyone, but I know people who go all out during the sales after the holidays. A friend of mine, for example, has Christmas tree decorations in every color and shape you could possibly imagine. Don't get me wrong, I love a beautifully decorated tree as much as the next person. But sometimes, it can go a little overboard. Here's the thing. Trendy decor is so tempting. You see those perfectly curated displays and think, my home could look like that. But the reality is, styles change fast. What's in this year might feel outdated the next. And if you keep adding to your collection every year, you'll end up with way more than you actually need. Instead of chasing trends, focus on timeless pieces that you'll love year after year. Or better yet, check out thrift stores. You'd be surprised at the unique finds you can come across for a fraction of the price. If you're feeling creative, DIY projects are another great option, and they add a personal touch to your decor. Another idea? Organize a swap with friends. It's a fun way to refresh your decorations without spending a dime. By taking a more intentional approach, you'll save money, reduce waste, and still have a home that feels festive and cozy. Here's a lesson I learned the hard way. Buying cheap often means buying twice. Let me give you an example. I once bought these nightstands that seemed like a great deal at the time. They looked solid, and I thought, why spend more? But after a while, I started noticing the flaws. The wood turned out to be nothing more than printed paper glued onto the surface. Over time, it started peeling off, and once it did, there was no way to fix it. I ended up having to replace them. This time I decided to buy secondhand nightstands. They were slightly more expensive up front, but the quality was incredible, and they've lasted me ever since. This taught me a valuable lesson. Cheap prices usually mean cheap materials, flimsy hardware, and a shorter lifespan. And beyond the frustration of dealing with these issues, it can actually cost you more in the long run. So, my advice? Invest in fewer, higher quality pieces. Look for secondhand or sustainably made furniture whenever possible. Not only do these options last longer, but they also tend to have more character and uniqueness compared to flat pack or mass-produced alternatives. It's worth spending a little more upfront for something you'll truly enjoy using for years to come. So those are just a few things to consider skipping in 2025. Remember, the goal isn't to cut out everything you enjoy. It's about making thoughtful choices that align with your values and long-term goals. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what items you are going to stop buying to save money or simplify your life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.